Good afternoon from the Coliseum in Macon, Georgia, as we continue with day 4 of the Ralph Swearingen GHSA State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network. This afternoon, we kick it off with great action. Class A Boys Public Championship with Towns County and Hancock Central. Hi, everybody. I'm John Kuhn, along with my broadcast partner, Justin Hanover. We got a great game as we continue with our coverage today. Towns County 24-3 on the year, 11-1, the ranked number 5 in the state. Hancock Central comes in 16-1, 11-1 in the region play. They're the number 1 team in the state and the defending Class A Public Boys champion.
They are, no doubt. Hancock's coming in a little bit as the favorite, but first let's look at the visitors. Today's visitors. Who's going to lead the way for them? How about the Region Player of the Year? Colby Moss, maybe the best player in Indians history. We know he's at least the best scorer in Indians history, over 1,500 points. Region 8 Player of the Year, also a guy that's smart. He's tough, he's consistent. He can go right, he can go left. As Kyle Sandy says, he's a crafty scorer. So if this so-called maybe underdog can win this, it'll be obviously Jake McTaggart, and it'll be Colby Moss.
Well, as you look at the other side, you talk about experience, and you go to their key player. It's Jamal Taylor, the 5'10" point guard.
Yeah, Jamal Taylor. How good is he? Part of that senior three-headed monster. 3 guys with all the experience in the world. This is their time maybe to go back-to-back. You look at Taylor, he's just 5'10", John, but he plays a lot bigger than that. He loves to penetrate. He scores 17.5 a game. And, oh, by the way, he can hit half-court shots. I'm sure we'll talk about that as this game dives on.
Yeah, he obviously hit the big one against Dublin, and as we get set for this action, keys to the game, first of all, for Towns County.
Yeah, Towns County, hey, get out and run. Get in transition. That's exactly what Coach Benson said. They want to run, they want to create, and don't give up second chance points. The Bulldogs very good in getting those offensive rebounds. Hancock, they also want to run. Up the tempo, let's score in the 70s. Let's get in the 80s if we can, and obviously keep the ball in Jamal Taylor's hand. He's their creator. He's their key cog. So let's get Jamal Taylor the ball most of the time.
Partner, it ought to be an exciting game.
Indeed.
Hancock Central going after 2 in a row. Towns County going after the first state championship. We'll come back, have the starting lineups for you as we continue with coverage from Macon on the NFHS Network. Back in the Coliseum, Macon, Georgia, the Centralplex, as we're getting ready for the Class A Public Boys State Championship. Towns County and Hancock Central. Towns County, the visitors, will be introduced first. Of course, they're coached by Robert Benson in his 29th year. It's hard to believe anybody coaching now. Great pedigree.
Yeah, no doubt. 6 years here, 98 wins, and there's Jake McTaggart. He's got a good story, John. D1 football offers, Kentucky, Minnesota, Old Dominion. Lived in Carolina, moved here because no football in Carolina. We'll develop that story as we go along. You see Kyle Oakes coming in, then some key cogs. Colin Crowder, Aiden Bering, a couple of honorable mentions to the all-region team, and then you'll see Colby Moss come in. But McTaggart in the paint certainly is going to be a handful for the Bulldogs.
And, of course, we talked about Coach Robert Benson in his 29th year. As Moss gets introduced, he's the catalyst of this team. And with Benson trying to win the first state championship in the history of the school, he has been their leader. And now Hancock Central, they know a lot about championship appearances, and they also know how to win one.
They do. They've won 2 now, being the defending champs. They won back in 2008. This is their 4th trip to the championships. And there you see Robbins and Taylor, who's our key player. And we'll see Leroy Wilson, another senior, along with Marquavius Lawrence. That's a 3-headed monster, John. Wilson, Taylor, and Lawrence. They're tough to deal with.
Yeah, those 3 guys actually were the catalyst in their last state championship against Trutland last year when they won it in overtime.
That was a whale of a game. We were both here. And there's Lawrence, the big man, the senior center. One of the smarter players you'll ever see, according to the Dublin coach, Ben Smith.
And we are ready for the opening handoff, if you will. Today's opening tip-off is brought to you by Tony Chachere's famous Creole cuisine. Tony Chachere's makes everything taste great. Towns County in the gray trimmed in blue. Hancock Central, the Bulldogs in the white with the maroon trim, and we are underway. Immediately go down in the corner. Feed inside to the big guy. McTaggart couldn't get the ball to go in. Tipped and out of bounds, and it'll remain Towns County's ball as we start off action really fast and furious.
Well, you saw the game plan, I think, right there in the initial set. Let's get it down low.
Moss inbounds to the big guy. Taggart. Moss brings it out. Hancock in a man. Little lob inside. Can't get it to go. Crowder had the wide open shot. Hancock Central the other way. This is Taylor.
Two makeable shots, John. Two makeable shots they couldn't cash in on early on.
Trying to go inside to Lawrence. And it's Oaks with the steal, and in the other way. The quick hands of Jamal Taylor. Go right side. This is low. Shot up. Offensive foul as Moss just took the charge.
Well, you've got a kid that's your all-time leading scorer, and he's doing that defensively. How about that for basketball, right?
Tell you what, when you get in under the boards of these guys, especially with Lawrence and Wilson, you're going to take a lick or two. Moss double-teamed in the backcourt. They go back to him and threw it away, and here comes Wilson. The drive and the finish and one. Boy, he just got his body in between him and the defender, didn't he?
Yeah, transition basketball. We noted that on the keys for both teams. They both want to sort of run. They both want to get out of transition. Advantage right now on play one there to Leroy Wilson and the Bulldogs as we take another look going left.
Free throw won't go. Taggart with the ball and the rebound. 6'7" junior, 16 points a game on the drive over Wilson, and he made that look easy.
Tell you what, you can play him at a little point guard, I think, if you want. Very impressive, Jake McTaggart.
Taylor, the catalyst. Wilson wants a three. Miss off the mark. Moss with a rebound and the outlet to Oaks, who finishes it off.
And there's that vision. We said he's smart, he's tough, he's consistent. He can also throw that rock to a teammate.
Lawrence with his first touch. Goes underneath and a little floater in there by Deontay Lowe, who is described in a lot of ways by a nice addition to the offense. McTaggart off the mark.
I'd say overall a pretty good start for the Indians. They're showing no fear. They're in this stage for the first time, John, but they look pretty good. They look comfortable.
Wilson off the mark again with a three. Look at the big guy bring it up court. Looks like a guard. Nice feed underneath and a reverse layup in there by Kyle Oaks.
Kyle Oaks described as the heart and soul of this team. You see why. Little backdoor Princeton type cut.
Taylor top of the key, right side, Wilson. He'll penetrate. Went high off over the big man McTaggart and laid it in off the glass. And we're tied at 6.
And some contact there, not called, so McTaggart's still without a foul. That could be big.
Moss comes the other way. Just off of the elbow right there, and nothing but the bottom of the net. Man, this is great stuff to open up with.
Yeah, 14 points in 3 minutes.
Left side low. Ball fake. Lawrence. Got it. I tell you what, he looks like a right guard on the football team, but he has got the smoothest shot you'll see.
He does. By the way, Towns County, John, they only go about 7 deep. Remember, Cabe Ellis is out with that shoulder injury, so they must avoid foul trouble.
Wow. Barong with a little step back.
A little Kobe-esque on that block. Sweet move.
Taylor left it short. Easy rebound by Colby Moss. right wing. Barong wants a three. That won't go. Taylor secures the rebound into the front court. In front of the Towns bench, and now they'll slow it down a little bit.
Came down 1-on-3, very smart. Good recognition not to force it.
Wilson wants the three, can't get it to fall. Another rebound by Moss. Look at him go. Into the paint, good reach in and a good block, but Taylor gets called for the foul.
Yeah, Jamal didn't think so. He thought he got all ball. Our two key players going after each other right there. Your officials tonight, J.T. Turner, Dave Edmondson, and Chuck Evans. Georgia officials, the best in the business. These three being here in the championships. Well done.
Moss free throw won't go. And our first substitute of the day will be Colton Day, who will spell Kyle Oakes. Another one of their seniors on this team. 8 seniors total. Second one is good by Moss.
It's an experienced-laden team when you've got 8.
Hancock into the front court. Already inside the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Robbins.
Look how deep they're coming out to play Wilson, by the way, John. They don't want him to get going with that three-point shot.
Taylor in and out, won't go. Look at Lawrence, fight for the board and get the putback, the big guy. As he's demonstrated over the past several years, knows the game and knows how to be able to get in front of you. Day, right side, nice feed. He'll kick it back out, near steal. Moss will grab it right of the half-court circle.
Crowder with the John Stockton shorts. How about that, old school? Love it.
Now Hancock's extended that defense a little bit. Taggart way outside. He'll take the three. Won't go. Ball tipped out. Wilson with the rebound. Pulls up. Gives it to Lowe. He wants the three. That won't go. Moss with another rebound. Outlet pass today. He wasn't looking for it, and it goes out of bounds. Wasn't able to control it. Got his feet tangled up as Jalen Hatcher checks in for Robbins.
Teams that combined 0 for 7 from 3. The Bulldogs 0 for 5 from downtown.
Inside 2:30 now to go in the first. 11-10. Towns with the lead. Taylor works out front. Left side. Another three ball, this time by Hatcher, who just checked into the game, and an easy rebound for Towns County. And Crowder. Step back. Three won't go. That's Barong. And Hancock's off and running. Taylor dicing into the paint. Can't get it to go.
Everything but the hoop. It looked pretty, just couldn't get the deuce.
Moss in the backcourt. Inside 2 minutes now. We're moving along. McTaggart on the left block. Back outside. Day. That three ball was short. And an easy rebound for Wilson. He looks a little bigger than 6'2", doesn't he?
Yeah.
Taylor and Wilson out front. Taylor with a ball fake. Now over to Lowe. Down in the corner. That is a three ball by Jalen Hatcher, the senior guard.
4.5 points a game. He almost got them all right there. First three ball of the game for either side.
Hancock's got a 2-point lead. Feeding McTaggart in the paint. Double clutch shot up, got the roll. What a big guy, has got some presence about him with the ball too.
Wow. He's a big, but he can play, he can handle. He can shoot the three, he can dribble, he's got the full package.
Taylor dishes to Wilson down in the corner. And now back out front. Taylor on the drive, back outside. Wilson wants to try another three. Can't get it to go. Easy backside rebound, pulled down by Moss and then tipped out of bounds. Quick hands, Deontay Lowe, the sophomore. And with 42 seconds to go in a 13-13 ball game, Towns County will have the ball in the backcourt.
Indians have done a good job closing out the threes. That time, though, Day did not get out quick enough, but it was missed in the end.
Moss taking his time. It's low on him. And now over to Crowder. Crowder will put the ball on the floor now and do just enough to stop the count. Kicks it. Taggart might have got away with a walk. Shot's no good. Crowder got the rebound. Put back is no good, but he got fouled. It'll go to the line with 12.5 seconds to go. That call is on Hatcher, his first, and the team's third. As Crowder goes to the line.
And Towns County, John, just one foul in this entire first quarter. That was on Oaks. And again, not to beat a dead horse, but they only basically go 7 deep. If they can stay out of foul trouble, that's such an advantage for them versus if they happen to get in foul trouble. So I think a really good start here in this first quarter.
Crowder makes the front end. Second one is no good. Taylor with 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Step back three! Jamal Taylor. Just step back and buried the three at the buzzer. And as we go to second quarter action in the Macon Coliseum, Hancock Central leads Towns County 16-14. Back in Macon, the GHSA 1A Public Boys Championship. Second quarter action just underway. 16-14 Hancock Central. Bulldogs with the ball. Jamal Taylor nailed that three at the end of the first quarter. Give them the lead along with Wilson. And now Lawrence, a little spinner in the middle of the paint, won't go. Left it short. But Taggart got the rebound. Goes behind his back. Dishes. Oaks can't get it to go. McTaggart got the rebound. Nice dish again. Back out top to Moss. Right side. Barong. Jump step in the paint. And the basket. Wow. Talking about ball movement. These guys know what they're doing.
Very impressive. I like these first 9 minutes. No fear whatsoever from Coach Benson's team.
Lowe tried to go around the defender and got fouled. And it was Moss who picked up the foul.
Take a look at in the lane, the little runner, the athletic move from the senior in Bering. It's a long-range shooter. He just showed right there he could do it in the paint as well. Almost 1,000 points in 3 years, 930 points.
Lawrence works. Can't get it to go. The tip won't go. He stays with it. Another shot won't go. Low. That won't go. And underneath, it is Crowder with the rebound. And we got a foul. That's going to be.
Lowe doesn't think so.
Yeah, he got the foul called on him. His second now. And that is huge for Hancock Central because he is, you talked about the three, he's the fourth guy. Look at Moss. Oh, what a move on the baseline.
Very pretty. Very well done. So if you have the three amigos, what does four become? Quad?
Quad.
He better stay in the game if he wants to be part of that quad.
That is a long three by Hatcher. I mean, out by the old timeline. Moss into the front court. Penetrates. Floater won't go. Wilson ripped the rebound down. Towns up 18-16. Jamal Taylor works the offense for the Bulldogs out of Sparta, Georgia. Trying to go back-to-back. Lawrence. Good defense as they're stretching it out a little bit. Lawrence off the left elbow, and he cans it. Doesn't look like he could shoot that, but boy, I tell you what, we both watched him last year against Trutland. He was probably the MVP of that game.
Got a very good stroke, and you just mentioned possibility of back-to-back. Well, we've seen that already this week with Westlake and Wheeler. It's been a good job of some teams coming back and defending those titles.
McTaggart in the paint. Hatcher reached in and got him on the arm as they collapsed around him. Picking up the foul. The second team foul.
Towns County came in wanting lots of motion, lots of cutting, passing, and screening as part of their offense, and I think they're doing a good job of it so far.
Wow, what a play underneath. Little push off, and Crowder gets the basket.
How about that assist from Kyle Oakes, touching his eyes afterwards, celebrating, saying, I've got some vision.
Down in the corner, three ball won't go from Hatcher. Wilson comes away with it. Down in the corner, Stevens, who just checked into the game, that won't go, and then Towns loses it out of bounds.
You want to see something? Here's Colby going a little baseline. Very pretty move.
Long three by Taylor off the mark. Ball tipped. Moss with a rebound, outlet pass to Oakes. Missed it. Follow will go, though, as Barong was coming off of the right side.
Again, the vision from Moss, though. Didn't even fully know where his man was, but he knew he had the run-out situation.
Ricky Chapman's seen enough. He wants a timeout to try to slow Towns County down. They've taken a 4-point lead.
Very impressed with Towns County. They're a fun team to watch. They appear to do the right thing. They're well coached. And let's take a look again at this inbounds. You ready? Oakes with the vision. And then put it in off the glass. In the end was Crowder. This is the kind of team they're going to start building some of these neutral fans to go their way, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Benson has got his team ready to go. You know, he spent 18 years at East Paulding. It's his 6th year at Towns, looking for his 99th win since coming to Towns County, and that would be a state championship. That'd be a great way to get it.
So the goal then, John, will be to get win number 100 in game 1 of next year.
That's true. That is very true. Taylor backing it out. Towns settled into that 2-3 defense. No extended out. Taylor. Long three again won't go. Hatcher trying to shoot over top of that zone defense and make him come get him.
They're frozen from downtown right now. 2 of 14. They've already attempted 14.
Oakes to McTaggart. Got the tie up underneath, but they're going to call a foul. And I believe it's on Hatcher, and if it is, that's his second.
I don't think you can ask for a much better start for the Indians. They've come out, they've flexed their muscles, they've proven they're here to stay, and now they're potentially about to take a lead of 6.
They actually called that on Wilson as McTaggart makes the first free throw, as Lawrence checks back into the game. 3rd team foul. We're just under, about 12 seconds under the halfway point of the second quarter. This thing has gone by fast.
Yeah.
Big guy nailed both of them. 6-point lead. It's the biggest of the afternoon for Towns. Lawrence. Taylor wants a 3. Left it short.
2 of 15 now from downtown. That's a developing situation, I'd say.
Taggart, he wants a 3. That's off the mark. And Taylor brings it into the front court. Lawrence. That is a patent shot for him. Give me the ball on the line, and I'll spin and make it for you.
Gets in that position. Very smart player. He just knows where to go in that soft spot.
Oakes. Moss and Crowder out front. Moss on the drive, and we got an offensive foul. Lawrence stood there and took the charge. And Moss picks up his first, make that his second foul of the afternoon.
That could be an issue. Do you sit him for a few minutes here and get him to the third with just 2? Looks like no.
Lawrence double teamed, rips the ball away, gets it out to Wilson. And now Taylor is directing traffic. Wilson, another 3 try. This won't go. Look at Lawrence battle. Get it down in the corner. 3 ball by Hatcher won't go, and then finally a tip in. Wilson just comes in and just crashes the board.
They're doing a nice job there on those offensive boards in these last few times down the court.
Wrong. All the way around, bad pass. Oaks couldn't handle it. And Hancock Central has got a chance to take the lead.
And Hancock doing a nice job here of late, just staying within 2. See a couple of baskets for the Bulldogs. It was just a 6-point game a couple of minutes ago, John. Now just 2, so a little mini 4-0 run as they stay within range.
24-22. 2:16 to go. Towns County with the timeout. We've already crowned one state champion today as the Calhoun County Lady Cougars win their first ever state championship.
Updating this 3-point situation, by the way. Towns County 0 for 5 from downtown. Hancock Central 2 for 17. You have to think they're going to start knocking down a few law of averages alone.
Taylor, right side, and Wilson now. Taylor on the drive, nice kick out. That's Hatcher, won't go. Strong rebound, ripped down. Barong all the way in, can't get it to fall. Wilson comes away with a rebound, but a reach in by Kyle Oaks will draw the whistle and the foul.
Oaks a little frustrated there.
You know, we talked about it, and I assume we talk about this every year. The depth perception in this huge Macon Coliseum, it really plays havoc on the 3 points and the foul shooting.
It's a big deal for the college players and the NBA players at times. Now you have these guys coming from small gyms coming in here, certainly.
And Lawrence is on fire, and he ties it up with a little patent jump shot. Moss, my word. He went in amongst the Giants down there, laid it in. Lawrence stuck a foot out there, drew the foul, and he'll go to the line to try to make the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Going to try and walk off that little Charlie horse or whatever he's feeling. Look at Colby. Oh, baby. He's cleaning the floor, sliding all the way across.
Lawrence with a little flip of the foot out there to try to get him airborne. He finishes it off, and Towns back up by 3 now with 92 seconds to go in the half.
He now leads the team with 8, Lawrence with 10.
Wilson works to the point. Long 3. Rims it out. Ball tipped. Moss always looking into the front court, and we got a foul coming up on Wilson.
It's a hustle play. I don't think, if you're Coach Chapman, I don't think you're upset there with Leroy. He's trying to make a play. Pass was in that in-between zone, a little bit unlucky in the end.
That's his second foul. Team's 5th.
Lowe, Wilson, and Hatcher with 2 apiece.
Good defensive play there by Hatcher to defend the big guy.
Colby Moss, by the way, John, 8 points and 10 rebounds already.
He is, when you start talking about Moss, it's just athletic. I mean, that's the only thing you can say.
His quickness, the way he moves, agile.
Lob into McTaggart, back to Moss, off the glass, won't go, but a foul again. Crowder in there with a putback. 29-24 with a minute to go. A long 3 won't go. Moss with another rebound. McClure over to the right side to Crowder. McTaggart with a rebound and the putback. And just like that, it's 7 points. Towns County on a run here. Taylor started to drive and got fouled as Barong picked up the foul. Boy, I mean, just like that.
So impressive what they've done. Look at the ball movement. And then look at the follow, though, by McTaggart putting it up and in. So well schooled is this team.
Taylor inside a minute. Down in the corner to Hatcher. And now back to Taylor.
Look how they get out so quickly defensively.
Wilson, he'll try a long three. That's no good. And a rebound pulled down by Crowder. Towns County, 15 seconds to go here in the half.
They're going to go in up at least 7, it looks like. What a great first 16 minutes for the Indians.
Crowder top of the key. Three ball, can't get it to go. Tipped out, and Hancock Central will not get a shot off. 31-24. Towns County closing out the first half on a run to give them a 7-point lead. We'll be back with the halftime stats and replays and a whole lot more as we continue with the GHSA Class A Boys Championship on the NFHS Network. Back in the Coliseum inside the Macon Centralplex as it's halftime of the GHSA 1A Public Boys Basketball Championship with Towns County leading Hancock Central by 7. John Kuhn along with Justin Hanover as we have watched a great first half of basketball by both of these teams.
Entertaining. I didn't know much about the Indians, John. I could not be more impressed. Colby Moss, what a star. 8 points, 11 rebounds for the guard, 6'1". He's got 11 rebounds, and the team basketball on display right now from Towns County, off the chain.
They spread around the wealth, if you will, on the other side. Hancock Central trying to go back-to-back. First time in school history. They are trying to stretch that or to have that defense packed back in because they're trying a lot of threes and making them come out, and it's not working so far.
2 of 20. They've attempted 20. They've only hit 2 in the opening half. At some point, they're going to hit them, no doubt, but they better not let this thing get too far away from them because Towns County is going to put their foot down, already up 7. This hourglass is going to start going downhill against them time-wise. So Hancock Central, the defending champions, they've got some work to do right now.
Towns County coming off their first region title since 1974, making their first appearance here in the championship. They don't seem rattled at all, do
they? They came out right off the bat, and they put the foot on the pedal, and they came right after Hancock Central. This is a team that is aggressive. They know what they want to do. They have a plan. They're well coached. This is a mountain now to climb for Hancock Central. I think they came out maybe a little bit thinking, yeah, who are these guys? We're going to come out, defend it. Not so fast, Bulldogs.
And defensively for Towns County, they shut the Bulldogs down in the last minute and 45 seconds, not allowing a basket.
They're doing a nice job defensively, but you do see every now and then the presence, what Hancock Central can do down low. They need McTaggart to clean things up, or else it could start going the other way because of some offensive rebounding here from Hancock Central.
Hancock Central likes to play zone a lot. They've come out in a man-to-man. Do you see that changing in the second half? Because there's a lot of penetration going on there.
I don't think a lot changes. I don't see why they would change. They're more of a man team, but I think they want to slow down the shooters that the Bulldogs have. And, hey, they've given up only 2 out of 20, so I think it's successful. Keep going with what you're doing.
And on the other end, Hancock Central plays a lot of zone a lot, but now they're playing a man, and they're getting beat a lot inside. You see a little flip going on there?
They're going to have to do something because Rob Benson's team is very smart. They share the ball. Their spacing has been brilliant. So Hancock Central better clean that up defensively. They better play smart inside, or else this thing could start getting out of control a little bit.
When you start talking about field goal percentages, and we'll touch on that in just a minute, it's just the polar opposite, and I guess that is because that Hancock Central has taken a lot of three-point shots that, quite honestly, that's not in their wheelhouse a lot of times.
Well, 20 and a half. I mean, you're talking about Alabama Crimson Tide type basketball now. They're just firing away, and they're not hitting. But again, law of averages alone, they will hit some. Then how's the response from Towns County when they give up a couple of threes? What do? Do they change anything up? Do they continue with how they're playing? I will give them credit, though. The Indians are coming out hard on this, and they're making it difficult on the three-point shots.
You know, it is a saying that if you can get a team frustrated, you've got them beat. Hancock Central looks like they're frustrated.
They are frustrated. 16 more minutes to go. We'll see if they can turn it around.
Look forward to it, my friend, as we get set for second half action. We come back, we'll take a look at the stats, also see what's happening as far as team stats go as we continue with our halftime coverage of the Class A Boys Public State Championship right here on the NFHSA Network. Back in the Coliseum, Macon, Georgia, halftime of the GHSA 1A Public Boys Basketball Championship. John Kuhn along with Justin Hanover. Time to look at our first half highlights, and there was a ton of them, my friend.
We've had some good ones for sure, so let's dive right into it. Look at Leroy Wilson. He'll get the and one. He loves that, but frustrated for most of the half. How about Towns County with the passing? Constantly working it around. Love what they do with the assists. And then downtown, Colby Moss on fire, 8 and 11 boards. Good board work. Well done by Hancock Central in the paint. 2 of 20, though, from downtown. There's one of the two, but just not good enough in the end. You see how they have that ability. And then speaking of ability, in the lane, a great job here from the Indians. How they share the basketball, John, and building this 7-point lead. And look at this sharing. Right off the inbounds, this set play. Colby Moss, the facilitator, getting it in. And so well done, Colin Crowder. Then the smart play in the lane by Lawrence. And then the circus shot from Moss. Oh, baby, I love that play. Colby Moss then with the vision. You see the miss, but the follow-up by the big fella and McTaggart. And a great opening half here as we look at the stats, and it's all about shooting percentage. Again, I don't want to beat this dead horse, but John, 2 for 20 from downtown for the Bulldogs is not going to cut it.
Yeah, rebounds pretty much equal. Turnovers, not a whole lot in the game. When you start looking at the field goal percentage, Towns County's making it happen when they need to.
They're so good sharing that basketball and spacing and following up, and I'll tell you, they're a lot more athletic than I thought they were going to be. These guys can really run. They can really dish the rock. And I think it surprised Hancock Central a little bit of what they're up against.
Well, I'm going to put the coach's hat on you now. Okay. If you're Hancock Central coming into the second half, what changes do you have to make to turn this thing around?
I think it's the mentality. I think you tell your guys, all right, we've played half this game. You got your butts beat a little bit there. You're down 7. This team's here. They're legit. If you thought they weren't, well, you better now think they are. I think it's more of a mental type deal. As for the other way, I'm sure you're going to ask me that, Towns County. Keep on keeping on. We're playing our game. We're doing our thing. Just keep doing what you're doing for the next 16.
Well, we got a whole half to decide the Public Boys Class A State Championship. And when we come back, we'll get it underway from Macon here on the NFHS Network. Back in Macon, the Coliseum inside the Macon Centralplex. Second half action of the Dr. Ralph Swearingen GHSA 1A Public Boys Championship. Towns County with the 7-point lead. And Kyle Oakes and company will get the ball to start the second half action. And in 16 minutes, unless we go into overtime, we're either going to have a first-time champion or a back-to-back champion. And we are underway. Moss, Oakes, Crowder, Barong, and McTaggart for Towns County. Near steal there by Lowe. Good ball fake. Jump shot won't fall for Barong, and an easy rebound. And here comes Taylor the other way. Little crossover dribble to Lawrence. Taylor, Wilson, and now Lowe for a 3. That won't go. Lawrence fights for the rebound and keeps it alive by bouncing it off the back of Moss's head.
Look at the closeout, though. Colin Crowder got out there in a hurry to affect that shot.
Kevin Robbins, along with Lowe, round out the lineup for the Hancock Central Bulldogs out of Sparta, Georgia. Taylor on the drive. Oh, what a crossover dribble. He said he carried them all.
Too good of a crossover dribble, I guess. Woo. They need to do that, though, John. That's more of what they need to do because they're coming out, Towns County, and challenging those threes. Fake as if you're going out there, make them commit to come out, and then somehow get it down low. And you saw Taylor's ability to create there.
Crowder and Barong, and now McTaggart works his way in. The long arms and body can't get it to go, and then Wilson can't hold on to it, and it goes in out of bounds towards the Towns County student section.
It's an impossible defensive assignment to go against McTaggart when he does that. He just missed it. But when he turns you around like that with his height and physicality, he's got that shot. He's just got to make it.
He may be 6'7", but there are times just like that, he handles the ball like a guard.
Yeah, and he's so strong.
Look at Moss take it to the hoop and one. Whoa, my goodness. Colby Moss is just putting on a show.
How about this kid? If you didn't know about him before, you better know about him now. Colby Moss going into the land of the trees, takes the contact and puts it up and in from a rough angle.
Can't connect on the free throw, so it's 33-24. Low, outside to Taylor. He'll hand it off to Wilson. Ooh, that was double dribble, I think. Didn't get the call. Low on a little fadeaway, rebound by Robbins. Nice dish to Taylor. Short on the putback. Moss got the rebound. They're off and running again. Up high off the glass. Oaks couldn't get it to go. Here comes Hancock the other way. Nice pass to Lawrence, and he finishes on the right side. Boy,
One
Taylor
of the rare
really
runouts.
sees it, doesn't he?
Yeah, one of the rare runouts that they were able to get.
Moss in the front court. Goes left side to Oaks. Lob pass to McTaggart. Didn't look like he was ready for it. Shot up and blocked by Wilson, but right back into the hands of the big guy. McTaggart finishes.
Unlucky. Good job by Wilson to rotate over. Unlucky in the end. 9-point advantage.
McTaggart with 10 points now. Lawrence on that right elbow. To Low. Fadeaway three's no good. Taylor tried to slap it away, and he did off of Moss's leg, out of bounds.
Again, though, Colin Crowder so quick getting out on those three-point shooters. It's not an accident that they've thrown a couple of air balls back-to-back now. As we see when they get that high percentage shot, they'll put it up and in.
Lawrence, wrap around to Wilson. He'll drive. Got fouled on the shot, and will go to the line to shoot two.
And that's his third, I believe, on Moss.
This may get interesting now.
Yeah. You have a 9-point cushion. Do you try and buy some time? Coach Benson just had a little conversation with Moss about 70 feet away. And I think Colby said, I'm okay, keep me in.
That was just the second free throw of the afternoon for Hancock Central. They're 1 of 2. And make it 2 of 3 now as they close the lead. 35-28. Good hands there by Crowder.
Hancock Central's got to attack Moss when they get the ball.
McTaggart into the paint. Oh my, just a big power move. He did that left-handed.
Brilliant.
Taylor, Lawrence. That's a shot he usually doesn't miss. Rebound by Ivy. Had it stripped away. And McTaggart, look at him work into the front court. Lawrence stripped him, though. They got numbers. Look at a big guy with a Euro step.
Yeah, but Moss wasn't going to do anything there. He wasn't picking up a fourth foul. That was an Olay, and that was the only thing he could do there. That was smart.
Lead down to 7. Moss on the dribble drive. Jump shot, and he buried it.
Wow.
14 now. Puts the lead back to 9. Lawrence got cut off in the paint, and somebody bailed him out underneath, it looks like, as one referee was about to talk about a 3-second call.
I think they're going to get McTaggart. He was sort of contorting his body, but he never jumped.
Actually, Crowder.
They got Crowder.
They
Okay.
did. So Lawrence goes to the line, his first trip to the line. Oh, my.
Yeah, I hope that's not epitomizes what's going on with Hancock Central today.
Lawrence with 14 points on the day. Jamal Taylor, 3.
When Jamal Taylor has 3 and your team's 2 of 22 from downtown, maybe you're almost lucky to be within 9.
Moss will bring it into the front court at the halfway mark of the third quarter. Lob to McTaggart. Lawrence on him. Wilson double teams, and he walked. Got him up in the air. Ivy started to cut underneath of him, it looked like, and he just got hung up.
I think he was expecting a harder cut, and then you're right, he was just caught.
8th turnover on the day by the Indians. Long 3 by Lowe won't go. Tipped out to Oakes. A little pressure in the backcourt now. It's Moss. Pull-up jumper. Can't get the roll. And Hancock Central trying to secure the ball down in the corner. Finally does. And Ivy will walk it into the front court. Left side to Lowe. And now Taylor. Wilson for 3 and 1. Wilson finally connected. Prior to that point, he'd been 0 for the day. And he connected on a big one right there, Mr. Justin Hanover.
Yeah, they got out. Let's see, little bit of contact on the wrist. Oakes doesn't think so. He probably tapped him a little bit. But Leroy with a 4-point play potential.
And it is, and just like that, it's a 5-point game.
Let's see if that gets him going.
Kick out. Barong for 3. Won't go. Lawrence with the rebound. Taylor. Wilson wants another 3. This one won't go. Taylor got the rebound, though, and they'll reset. And he stepped on the line. You know what? I think the referee. Well,
it's a little fun. Yeah, my LASIK doesn't work that well.
Wow. Right in front of Ricky Chapman, and they were complaining that he didn't step out of bounds. Wrong line, maybe. Moss trying to go up top to McTaggart, had it tipped out of bounds. 2:40 to go, 39-34. Towns with the lead. Hancock Central on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, little adversity right now. Let's see how the Indians respond to this.
Another turnover. Trying to get cute with it. Hancock Central came away with the turnover. Taylor started to drive. They collapsed on him. Wilson, long 3. You got to be kidding me. That was 29, 30 feet.
That was deep. You knew they had to hit one of these, John. 4 of 26 right now, but they've hit 2 of the last 3, and that's big.
It's a 7-point run now. McTaggart in the paint, spins, got his own rebound, put back, and 1. The big guy comes the other way, says, give me the ball.
Oh, so impressive, the football superstar. Jake McTaggart down low, stemming the momentum. Look at Leroy Wilson the other way. That is, wow, he almost stepped out, it looked like. And then McTaggart doing some work down low. 4 guys around him, John. 4! It's a one-man show in the paint.
14 points for the junior. Make it 15. 8 rebounds. Back to a 5-point game.
He's 15 and 8. Moss is 12 and 13 boards. Their stars are rising to the occasion.
Lowe, Wilson, Taylor, ball fake. He wants a 3. Give him a 3. And the Hancock Central crowd's in this thing.
You knew they'd make a run. At some point, they were going to dent into that deficit.
Moss won't go on the bike shot. Rebound Lawrence. They can tie or take the lead. Taylor, crossover dribble, stops, pops. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Lowe. Put back off the back iron. That won't go. And McTaggart secures the rebound. Minute to go in the quarter. Hancock Central has come roaring back and cut this lead to 2. Crowder on the drive. Double clutch. Ivy cons that.
Yep, rejected it.
Wilson jumps in the paint, and we got a foul out front. And I think that is going to be on Colton Day, and it is. Colton Day picks up his first, and the team's 4th.
And good coaching here as Moss will sit these final 43.9, it looks like. Let him go into the 4th with just 3 fouls.
Lawrence. Wilson wants another 3. Can't get it to go. McTaggart, look at the big guy. Drive in the paint. Got fouled and will go to the line.
You know, I think if you had your choice here, Coach Benson would have liked to have seen them pull that out without their general on the floor and Moss. Just hold for the final possession. But it was a break opportunity, obviously. And McTaggart made the right play in the end because the situation arose. But if they could have had their druthers, maybe just hold on to that ball.
That foul is on Wilson, and that is his 3rd. So Moss on the other side with 3. Wilson on the Hancock Central side with 3. First free throw by McTaggart will not go. He is 3 for 4 from the line. They are 6 for 10 as a team. True on the second one. The lead is 3 with 32 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
It's not often you see a team have 2 players with double-doubles by the 3rd quarter.
Lawrence way out front. Now Lowe. And now Wilson. Taylor with a little ball fake. Kick out. Lowe baseline 3. Left it short. Lawrence comes away with it and draws the foul as he started to go up, and will go to the line to try to cut the lead to 1. And McTaggart has just picked up a foul.
Was it
His
McTaggart
second.
or Day?
I think it was, no, I think it was McTaggart.
Oh, okay.
So 9 seconds to go on Lawrence at the line. He's been their offensive star, 14 points to this point. Wilson has 15 because he knocked down a couple threes.
And you saw Moss just come in. They want to play him for this last offensive possession.
Second free throw is no good. McTaggart almost tipped it in on the wrong basket. Left side. Moss stops, pops. Nothing but the bottom of the net at the buzzer. Great call by my partner over here to the right.
Well, give credit to the coach, not me. He put him back in.
We go to the 4th. Towns with a 5-point lead in the Class A Public Boys Championship on the NFHS Network. 4th quarter action underway from the Coliseum, and a steal. Oaks got his body leaning in towards Wilson and laid it in.
A lot of contact, almost an and one. Let him play a little bit. I like that. 7-point advantage.
47-40. No look to Lawrence. Kick out now. Taylor. Gonna drive in the paint. Back to Lawrence. Pull up jumper. Oaks might have got a piece of that. Outlet pass. Barong. And a great steal by Lowe, but he went out of bounds on the far side.
You know, it felt like the Bulldogs did a lot of good work. They cut into that deficit there in the third quarter. You look up, John, only 2 points did they gain in that quarter, and now we're back to a 7-point game, which is the same as the half.
Jamal Taylor has been held to 6 points so far.
Bulldogs 5 of 29 from 3, 3 of 8 from the foul line.
Great inbound pass to Oaks, and the junior lays it in off the glass. The lead is back to 9.
Rob Benson with these set plays off the inbounds.
Taylor with a 3. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Ivy. Kicks it back out to Taylor. Wilson, another long 3. Got it. He's 3 out of his last 4. And that cuts the lead to 6.
They're going to fight. You know this Hancock Central program very well. They're going to keep fighting.
They were down against Trutland last year and came fighting back a couple times to win it in overtime. Long range 3, and Ivy's going to get called for the foul. Crowder was off the mark, and Ivy bailed him out.
Not a good foul as we take a look at a couple of the last few hoops. Oh, and just caught napping off the inbounds. You can't do that, Leroy. Then we go the other way, and he says, I'll make up for it, though, fellas. And yes, he did.
Colin Crowder with the first free throw, knocks it down. 6 points now. It's 2 for 3. They're 8 for 12 on the day.
You mentioned earlier about the backdrop here being different. Well, Towns County practiced at Young Harris College on Wednesday to get ready, get a feel for the bigger arena, and it's worked. They're shooting 45%, not bad at all.
And that is a 3-point play with the clock stopped, and it extends the lead back out to 9, 52-43 with 6:30 to go. Robert Benson in his 29th year wants a timeout as his Indians trying to make a championship run. They beat 3 of the top 10 teams in the state on their way here to the Coliseum. Number 10, Irwin County. Number 7, Warren County. Number 6, Chattahoochee. Man, you go through that, you're just about ready for anything, aren't you?
It's incredible. It's a great run. It's a program that's not well known throughout the state. I'm not sure many people thought they can come in here and really win this game. 6.5 minutes away from doing just that.
Ricky Chapman had gathered his troops opposite side of the table, trying to spur them on. Lawrence will settle in his spot around the foul line as Taylor will let it roll until the half-court mark.
The zone again. Look how they extend that. They're not going to let you shoot with your toe on the line, basically. They're going to make you drill it from 30.
Lawrence, Wilson, kick out, Taylor, got it. Jamal Taylor, just his 9th point, cuts the lead back to 6.
Good little wrinkle from Coach Chapman. They went inside to go back outside. The little inside-outside opened things up and gave him a better look. Instead of just working around the perimeter, they actually penetrated and then kicked out.
Crowder just holding the ball now, along with Barong out front. Tried to double team Moss. He blew right by that layup, no good. Lawrence tried to draw the foul. Now we got a reach in foul.
Who's it on? Who's it on? That's 4 if it's on Colby.
I believe it is. Still waiting to see. It is.
Yes, it is.
That's 4 fouls on Moss.
Not a good foul. Not a good foul.
I mean, they had already rebounded the ball.
Yep.
Got to let that go.
He actually almost charged picking up his 4th, and he got away with that, and then he got handsy.
Taylor works between the circles, along with Wilson.
Attack him now, right?
Taylor on the dribble. Reverse layup. And Jamal Taylor with the basket.
But Moss, no resistance. Complete Olay.
McTaggart, he'll drive. Some contact, no call, and he stayed with the possession and laid it in.
He's a handful.
That's 18 for McTaggart. And a travel there by Wilson. Just inside 5 to go, 54-48.
He's a beast down low. Look at him, the athleticism, the presence of mind, the high percentage finish.
Oaks, McTaggart on the block. He'll go to work again. Missed the easy one. Lawrence kind of bumped him. Taylor drives in the middle and picks up the foul as he split the defenders right at the foul line.
That may have been a good thing for the Indians. He was driving to the hole straight at Moss. That may have saved the 5th foul from Colby.
Braun picks up the foul. His second.
If you're in Coach Benson's mind right now, are you thinking, do I take him out? Or are you saying, nope, we're just riding with him until he fouls out?
Tough call, isn't it?
Yeah.
Taylor in the paint. Count it.
He can't defend. He won't defend, and justifiably so. He can't pick up the 5th, John, but he can't defend at all because of it.
He's got 7 of their last 9, does Taylor. It's now a 4-point game.
Stars rise at the biggest moments. That's what Taylor's doing.
McTaggart in the paint. Can't get it to go. Rebound backside. Crowder put back and one. Colin Crowder, the leader on this team, would not be denied.
There's no fear whatsoever in Towns County. As we see McTaggart miss another bunny in the lane, by the way. He's missed a few here. But then Crowder with that athleticism, the hops. Every time they face a little adversity and Hancock Central makes a run, Towns County shows no fear whatsoever.
10 points now for Crowder, who's 4 for 5 from the line. 56-50, just inside the 4-minute mark of this Class A Public Boys Championship. Calhoun County has already won the girls' side of this. They defeated Clinch County. Left it short, so the lead remains 6. Taylor. Wilson, that long-range shot, got that one blocked. And who else did it? Crowder.
All over, doing it all. The glue kid, they call him.
Moss, way out front.
He's crazy glue today.
Works off of the screen. Oaks calling for the ball. Nice pass underneath. And Crowder with a finish. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Oaks with a great pass there.
Great recognition. He demanded the ball, too, from Moss. He saw the mismatch down low that he wanted.
8-point lead. Taylor. Wilson now. See how quick they jumped him?
Yeah, and Moss at the top of the zone now. They've changed him to the top.
Lawrence. Got it. You just got to love this kid. 16 points. Just continually amazes me.
34 between Wilson and Lawrence.
McTaggart works against Lawrence. Got it. Can't stop that.
You can, and they spread everybody out. Again, Coach Benson, I could not be more impressed. He spread everybody out to get that situation. It's not an accident as we get a timeout here from Coach Chapman.
He wants to regroup his troops with 2:28 to go. It's an 8-point Towns County Indian lead. Possession arrow belongs to Hancock, or excuse me, belongs to Towns.
Hancock Central keeps punching him, John. They keep punching him, but there's no knockout. Towns County just comes back and throws another haymaker to go up 8 now. Take a look at the two guys we focused on early on. Colby Moss, 14 and 14. Jamal Taylor, very slow start, but he's picked it up. 13, 7 and 7. That's pretty darn solid.
7 of those points in this quarter.
Yeah.
He entered the quarter with just 6 points.
And again, Moss doing it with 4 fouls. He had 3 at the break, I believe, or at least early in the third. And he has played so smart.
Low, Taylor, long 3, won't go. Rebound goes to Hancock Central. They've got Hatcher back in, who can also knock down the threes. Around the horn, Low, baseline 3. And it's a 5-point game.
8 for 35 now from downtown. They're up to 22.9%.
Moss on the dribble drive. Floater won't go. Offensive foul. And Colby Moss has just fouled out of the game. And give that in the credit to Marquavius Lawrence, who sat there and took the charge.
This is going to be interesting. They've got to survive. They've got to get to the finish line. 1:56 without their main superstar. I'm sure they've practiced this. I'm sure they've done it, but there's a difference in practice as in a state championship. They're going to be running on fumes with 1:56 to go here.
And if you're Moss, you want to make that basket, but you can't take that chance with just under 2 minutes to go.
You can't, but they're a relentless team. They play their basketball, and if that happened, well, it happened. Now next man up, but how is next man up going to do compared to what you have with Colby Moss, who's been an absolute superstar today? Look at his facial expression.
Well, you look into that huddle, and you see Kyle Oakes and Colin Crowder.
Yeah, let's take another look. Oh, how about that defense from Marquavius? Putting the body on the line for a state championship. 1:56 to go. They rolled the dice. Let's see if it'll work in the end.
Taylor with a pickup. Just blew by everybody. Can't get it to go. Lawrence with a tip from the backside. And it's down to a 3-point lead.
1 possession game.
Oakes, right side. Barong, look at the man run. Aiden Barong, a senior, says, give me the ball.
A great shooter doing it in the lane numerous times today.
1:20 to go. Lawrence, Low for 3. Wilson, rebound backside. Keeps it alive for Hancock Central. Taylor. Kick out. Low. Too hard. And over the back is Wilson. 62 seconds to go. And that is 5 on Wilson.
Obviously, that's very big to lose Leroy Wilson, one of the main guns.
Double-double, 18 and 10. 3 for 13 from the three-point line.
Somebody's going to win a championship without a key cog in the game at the end.
McTaggart into the front
You don't
court.
have to shoot. No reason to shoot. No reason to shoot.
But he did.
There's a reason.
Taylor the other way. He wants a long 3. Won't go. Rebound, kick out. Taylor, another attempt. That won't go. Ball tipped. Taylor got it back. Kicks it out. Hatcher for a 3. That won't go. Rebound. Oakes and a foul. And with 25 seconds to go and a 7-point lead, the Towns County faithful starting to make some noise now.
I think that possession was a microcosm of the game as a whole. Hancock Central now 8 for 39 from downtown, 23 of 71 from the field. 16 more shot attempts than Towns County.
Robert Benson with the timeout, trying to adjust his troops. You got both teams with key players out of the game. Wilson for Hancock Central, obviously Moss for Towns County. Who was stepping up in the end? Right now it's been McTaggart and Crowder for Towns County.
Every body blow that Hancock Central gave Towns County, they responded every single time. Unbelievable. The resilience of what the Indians have shown today. And you're right, it's those other players as well. We give a ton of credit, obviously, to Moss and McTaggart for good reason. But these other guys, Oaks and Crowder and Barong, how good were they? They made huge buckets when adversity hit.
Well, now they need to get the ball in. Hancock Central's got a couple fouls to give. Now we got a little confrontation between Hatcher and Oaks.
I think there's some frustration here.
They get it into McTaggart, and he gets fouled coming up this right side by Devin Ivey. Talk about Hancock Central. This is a heavy loaded senior team. 8.
Yeah, and a team that's never been past the Sweet 16 or the quarters. Once the quarters in 1974, Sweet 16. I mean, there's nothing here, John. There's no history. Jake McTaggart comes over to play football, and oh, by the way, I'm a hoops player too. And they're 21.4 away from a state title. I don't know if I've ever seen a situation like this, a school that's been around so long, break through the way they just did.
Oaks couldn't get the first free throw to go. Rebound by Lowe. They don't have a lot of time. They're in 17 seconds. Taylor, ball fake, takes the jump shot. Got it! Ice in his veins. 8 seconds to go, and they will foul Barong in the backcourt. 64-60. It is still a 2-possession game. So Barong will try to extend it out. They only have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, why didn't they call that timeout right there, though? As you see the triple from Taylor, they probably should have used that timeout. They let about 2 or 3 seconds go. Oaks probably could have kept holding it for the full 5 almost.
Not sure what happened there. Unless we've got a little scrape or something on Barong's knee. That is exactly what they're looking at. So 6.2 seconds stand in the way of Towns County's first ever state championship.
And now they have only committed, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 fouls. So this may be a good situation. After that ball's inbounded, dribble down to about half court. Maybe you use a foul and you chop it down to maybe 3 seconds remaining.
64-60.
2-possession game no matter what. Make or miss here.
Barong at the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. Missed everything. Not sure why they didn't blow the whistle there. That didn't hit anything.
Right, and the clock never should have started.
Yeah.
They're going to have to discuss this, I think. They're going to have to talk this over. This should be 6.1, not 4.7.
I agree.
That's the worst thing you could have done. The only thing you couldn't afford to do from the line is what he just did. At least hit the rim, make the clock start on the rebound.
They're talking about it now. They're going to put 5 seconds up on the clock.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be. It should be 6.1.
If that was an air ball and it never hit anything.
It hit the net's the only thing it hit.
Yeah.
Inbound pass near steal. Ball's on the floor and then out of bounds with 1.8 seconds to go. And Jake McTaggart, Aiden Barong lift their hands. They'll have one shot at it. Taylor with a long half-court shot. It's over with. And for the first time in the history of Towns County, the Indians are state champions. Your final score, Towns County 64, Hancock Central 60. The celebration is on in North Georgia. And they did it without Moss for the last 2.5 minutes.
They did. What a gutty performance. Jake McTaggart and Colby Moss led the way. And as we just said, the other guys, they did it without Cabe Ellis, a guy who is a big key cog in this rotation. Hurt that shoulder in the region championship game, but Barong and Crowder stepped up. I love their style of play. I'm very impressed with what Towns County did today.
McTaggart, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 4 for 5 from the free throw line. He was 9 for 19 from the field. Leads all scorers. And the back-to-back attempt by Hancock Central falls a little short, but Jamal Taylor, who ended up with 16 points, he started with just 6 going into the final quarter. Well, what a class act he is.
Yeah, congrats to the 3 seniors, Wilson and Taylor and Lawrence. A great career for them, a champion last year, a runner-up this year. But let's be honest, when you go 9 for 40 from 3, it's tough to win a game that way.
Coach Robert Benson being presented the trophy by representatives from the GHSA, including Dr. Robin Hines, Penny Mitchell, Tanya over there also, as Towns County has come to Macon, and they will celebrate in North Georgia for a while.
So well fought. So well done.
Well, the interview at half court.
What a story. The little town, Hiawassee, Georgia. Congratulations.
It's time now for the Academy Sports and Outdoors Player of the Game. And Justin Hanover, I don't think there's any doubt to this one.
No, it's certainly the big man in the end. Jake McTaggart. I mean, there's a doubt. Colby Moss has got a claim, no doubt. It's sort of the two-headed monster, but in the end, we'll go with the big fella. You just said his numbers, 22 and 12, 4 on the offensive end, 9 of 19 overall. Jake McTaggart came here from North Carolina. Congratulations, young man. You're a state champion in Georgia.
And he's still got another season left. This probably won't be the last time we hear about Towns County in basketball.
Indeed.
Celebrating the victory, the Indians of Towns County High School. They are the GHSA 1A Public Boys State Champions. What a great ball game, huh?
Entertaining. Loved it. Loved working with you, my friend.
Justin Hanover, as always, great to see you. Good working with you. Thanks so much to Stephen and his crew for a great job. And thanks to you for joining us right here for the state championships on the NFHS Network. So long from Macon.